hope you're having a great day and welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Debbie and I make art videos. So today's video is going to be about my experiences with Drawtober. This is the first year that I did a whole month challenge in October. I hope you enjoy the footage of me working on some of the pieces, and I'll do a final sketchbook flip through of all the pieces that I made for October. So I hope you'll stick around till the end. So October is like the Super Bowl of art challenges. It is like everyone pulls out their guns. I don't know what it is about that month, but I think that a lot of artists find inspiration during spooky season, and it just like the weather's getting colder and everyone's ready to get cozy and settle down and get into art mode. I definitely feel that way in the winter months. I get excited to sit down at my desk, even though the days are short and it gets dark so early. There's something still nice about it. Just, I don't know. It's a good time to think. So having said that, October's 31 days, and that means 31 drawings in the month, which is a whole lot of work. So because of that, people often release the lists for these challenges about a month ahead of time to let people prepare, because it is a demanding challenge. And that would be one of my pieces of advice. If you're able to, and if you decide ahead of time which challenge you're going to participate in, and you can get a head start, do it. It'll be of benefit for you in a lot of ways that I'll mention as we get along. So when October hit, I was already excited for Halloween, and I was just like, I'm gonna make Halloween drawings all this month. I'm not gonna give myself any kind of requirements. I'm just gonna try to do one spooky drawing every day. So I started, and by day 3, I was like, oh, I just want a prompt. So I had compiled a list of different challenges that were going on, and I decided to do, just for that day, Mab's Drawlloween. It's hosted by Mab Graves on Instagram. She's a pop artist, and if you like cute and spooky things, you'll love her stuff. Anyhow, after I did that day number 3, I just like went over to the community and saw what was going on, and it was so active and so fun, and people were so supportive, and everyone was trying to do interesting things, and I just thought, oh, this is fun. I don't know, I never participated in a challenge that had that much activity involved. The host was great. She would post like once, sometimes twice a day, and she would feature people in her stories. There was a lot of engagement, and I think if you find a host like that for a particular challenge that is really engaged, it really like helps build momentum for everybody. Yeah, the community around her, like everyone, was just great, and I can see why people keep coming back, because it was genuinely fun. This was her 9th year hosting this challenge. So back in spring, I bought a couple of Talens art creation sketchbooks to try out, and different formats as well. And I bought one that's like a little square, and I just thought, oh, this is perfect for posting on Instagram. And so I thought I would do the challenge in there. I didn't give myself restrictions with style or anything like that, but I did stay to one medium. So I did all of my pieces in gouache, except for one piece that I colored digitally. So, a spoiler, at the end of the month, I ended up with 31 drawings and 27 paintings. And for me, that was completed. I thought of doing some of the pieces after the fact, but honestly, I kind of was burnt out by the end of it, and I also just didn't feel like it anymore. And so I have those drawings, they're there, and if I ever want to go back and finish them, I can. But I kind of gave myself like a double whammy by doing a drawing and a painting. So for me, it's okay. So thoughts on the sketchbook. It's great for Instagram, and it's a great already square format. So like I often work in, what is it, an A4 or 8.5 by 11 size sketchbook. That's kind of like my preferred. And if you want to do something square, then you have to like kind of make a stencil or draw a square or whatever. So it's kind of nice that you're already in that format. The paper does take multimedia really well, and I really like it for a sketchbook. But by the end of my 20 plus paintings, I was like kind of hoping, or I was kind of wishing for better paper. Don't get me wrong, this is great for sketchbook paper, but like it's not watercolor paper, and there is a difference. But if you were looking to get a new sketchbook and you do multimedia, you want to do some quick gouache paintings or even more involved ones, it's not that the paper is bad, it's just like not as sturdy as watercolor paper. So I would totally recommend the sketchbook. So what are the benefits of doing such a long challenge? First of all, for me, I think it's like a good practice in generating ideas, because you have a deadline, like your homework is due at the end of the day, right? And I think as artists, sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to like be creative, quote unquote, whatever that means. And it doesn't have to be a genius moment, you know? A lot of good ideas are very simple, really. Sometimes it just takes a prompt and a Google image search and you got what you need. And that's a good thing to know, that like if you're put under pressure, that you can still be creative within the parameters that you're given. And I always say, or I'm saying right now, limitations are good. Limitations are great for creative thinking. So what else did I get out of it? I got a bunch of art pals. Like, the community during this challenge was so engaged, and people would, you know, if you liked somebody's work, you tended to follow them, and then you would go and comment on their posts, and they would reciprocate that. And there was even one of the friends that I made created a group for us, and now we have this ongoing kind of monthly challenge thing, and that's really cool. So friends. I live in a very rural area, and no one around me does anything like I do other than my husband. I'm very thankful to have him. He's a comic book artist, by the way. Check out his stuff. He has a new book out. But I really rely on the internet for my need for colleagues, you know, like fellow art humans. I think it's necessary, you know, to talk things out, because a lot of like other people don't think the same way, or don't like, yeah, it's just a different world. And it's nice to talk shop with your people. And I learned about social media. As an artist, unfortunately, we have to engage with this machine. It's like a beast. It's a beast, honestly. And if you didn't go to school recently, then you probably haven't had any instruction in social media and how to make it work for you as an entrepreneurial artist person, because we all are, if you're trying to make a career out of it. And it was an eye-opener. I was hit with the reality that Instagram is broken. So this leads me into my thoughts about the social media aspect of these art challenges. So rest in peace, Instagram. You are my favorite platform, and it's where I talk to people the most. So if you're over there, come say hi to me. I'm at Warm Yellow Shade. Let's be friends. And I'll still go there to talk to my art friends. But I have decided after this challenge that it is not worth my time to invest all my time into Instagram. The only way that I think it's of value is if you have like over 100,000 followers, or if you're going to do some sort of cross social media thing, like post TikTok and Instagram, or YouTube and Instagram. So I enjoyed this challenge. I'm making a video out of it, so I got a lot of content, but I didn't get a lot of traction on Instagram itself, even though I posted every single day for 31 plus days in a row. I think I've probably kept posting every day since then. And really, my follower count has gone down. So I didn't want to accept that the algorithm was so bad. I didn't want to accept this truth, but I knew it was true, and everyone has been complaining about it forever. But I basically ran a test in October and the results are in. So what does that mean? You'll be seeing a lot more of me here on YouTube because honestly, this is a better place to grow. There are definitely the downsides of like not having that DM capability, which kind of stinks. But if you run Instagram alongside or TikTok alongside, then at least you have a way to like direct message people. But honestly, the ratios of engagement on YouTube are way, way better. And on Instagram, you have like 2 seconds to like catch somebody's attention as they scroll through their feed. On YouTube, if somebody clicks on your video, you have like 3 minutes, you know, like 3 minutes to hook them in before they click away, which is a lot longer time. So I did Drawtober in order to get excited for Halloween and give myself a challenge to do, but I came away with some insights on social media, which was unexpected but great because I'm gonna pass it along to you and I hope that it serves you some good. So these are my takeaways and little bits of advice on how to game the game, how to make the algorithm work for you. If you are over on Instagram and you do want to participate in challenges, here are some things to think about. First of all, the host created a hashtag for every single day of the challenge, which was great. And this is a new thing that I've seen people do in order to not get lost in the sea of posts. Because say you were doing Inktober, for example, Inktober from 2022 is competing with Inktober from 2023. And obviously something that's been around for a year is going to have already way more views than something you post today. So this is a problem within the system, and this is how people seem to be getting around that. Now, having said that, in the Explore page, you still only see the top 100 posts for the day or the hashtag. So it's a benefit to you if you're going to participate in one of these challenges to do things one day before. That way, when the day comes, you can be the first person to post first thing in the morning. You can even post it the night before because of like time zones and stuff. But you have a way better chance of getting seen if you post early. I was doing my challenges the day of and therefore posting in the evening usually. And I noticed that really messed with my visibility and I rarely made it to the Explore page. Here's my tip number 2. You don't have to participate in a already existing challenge. You can create your own. First of all, if you're doing this challenge to get better, then you don't need anybody to do that. And if you're self-motivated enough to give yourself a big project like this, or if you had a theme that you really wanted to work in and you had the time to put in some good hours on it, then make sure to get your list up with some time so that people can find it. And it doesn't matter if you're a very small account because everyone is looking for prompt lists and you never know. It just has to strike a fancy with somebody and you might have a much larger account do one of your prompts and you get some algorithm juice from those people. And part 2 of that point of making your own hashtag and your own challenge is to make sure it's unique. I've made a mistake in the past. I did do a challenge on my own a few years ago. I made a GIF every day of the month in December. So it was like an Advent Christmas GIF challenge. But I made the mistake not to make a unique hashtag for my challenge. And that's crucial because if it's generic, if that hashtag already exists, make sure the hashtag doesn't exist. Then you're going to just get caught up in the millions of previous posts and you won't benefit from that hashtag use. Point number 3 is kind of an extension of point number 2, but start a little collective. If you have some art pals on Instagram and you can organize yourselves 1 month or 1 week to do a challenge and get your social media posts ready for that challenge, you'll benefit from that hashtag because it has a wider reach from the start. So if you're a small account and you don't have a lot of followers, if you band together with a bunch of other people, you're compiling your followers together and your visibility in the search becomes larger. So your posts are also more likely to be seen. So what did I get out of it? Honestly, the biggest thing was this video and the knowledge about the reality of how Instagram works, and just making a concrete decision that this is where I want to put more of my eggs, and that platform, as much as I love it, is not working to my benefit. I'll still be there for fun, but I won't put as much energy as I have in the past. I made some friends, and now I have a spooky collective, and that's awesome. I got some motivation and some inspiration, and that can feed you for a while. Sometimes when you're working alone, like I am, you're in a vacuum of sorts and you're internalizing everything. And it's nice to get fed some inspiration juice from other people. It really helps. It was a confidence boost because I finished, at least by my standards. And knowing that you can get things in on time and that you are capable of working quickly, it feels good. Social media is a beast, and it's hard to maneuver, and it is always changing, but there are people out there that are sharing what they're finding out, and if we help each other, then we can navigate this. But don't feel down if it hasn't been working for you, because it's hard. Now, if you want to do a October challenge, whatever it may be, you can also just do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself as an artist for growth. And there is a timeline, but you don't have to be holding yourself to it. You're not going to get a bad grade if you hand in your work late on this one. So if you find a prompt list and you want to work through it and it's going to take you all year, that's fine too. Make really good pieces that you're proud of. Ultimately, you're in charge and you make up the rules. I follow some artists, like for example, Jess Carp here on YouTube. She created a prompt list on her Instagram account, but she was traveling during October and was too busy to work on stuff. So she's working through it now. And the pieces are awesome. She only has 3 done, but it doesn't matter. She's working it out on her own time, at her own pace. I'm curious to know how many of you are doing art as a hobby, or if you do art as a career, or if you hope to one day make it your career. I recently listened to an audiobook by Manly P. Hall, and it was called something like The 10 Habits for Good Living. In there, one of his pieces of advice was that everyone should work at their hobbies. Like, try to get better, because you never know when something you used to do for fun, you can now do for money. And life is about growth, isn't it? This turned into a super artists and social media video. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but that's really what I got out of this experience. So I hope you don't mind, and I hope it is helpful to you if you're looking into things or if you're having a frustrating time on Instagram. And now, like I promised, here is a flip through of all my Drawlloween pictures. I hope you enjoy them, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye, everyone.